In January 2023, off-duty police officer Michael Rusk screamed at a 911 operator shortly after allegedly shooting and seriously injuring Sergeant Christopher Gibson outside a Williamsburg bar. Although investigators initially said the incident happened due to a verbal argument after a night of drinking, the 911 call and surveillance video show another side of the story.
Hello?
This is 35!
Do what?
This is 35!
I'm sorry, I can't understand what you're saying.
This is 35!
This is 35?
Yes, go Sally!
You're at Paul's Deli?
No, I'd be just as lost as that other dispatcher. We do have officers that do call off duty or to a different agency sometimes that forget we don't use the same codes and they start talking in code. But yeah, initially off the bat, I would have no idea what this guy's talking about, 35.
Yes!
And this is 35?
Yes!
What does that mean?
Michael Rusk, my badge number!
You did what?
My badge number!
But your badge number is 35?
Yes! Michael Rusk! R-U-S-K!
And what's wrong?
I shot Sergeant Gibson!
Do what?
I shot Sergeant Gibson!
You shot Sergeant Gibson?
Yes!
How did you do that?
Let me see, Sergeant Gibson. I pulled a gun on him. He's advancing on me.
And you're in Paul's Deli?
Yes, in the city of Williamsburg!
Is he breathing?
He just fell out! I'm
Okay.
trying!
Like, what's going on? Do they know who Sergeant Gibson is? Like, how did he shoot him? Why did he shoot him? I think right now it'd just be a lot of confusion and, like, where to start. Like, how did a shooting happen at a deli? And, yeah, I just still have to find out, like, a lot more information.
Okay, where did you shoot him?
I shot him in his right arm!
You shot him in his arm?
Yes!
And you're inside... Okay, I need you to take a deep breath for me, okay? Is he breathing?
Trying!
Is he breathing?
I'm trying to save his life!
Okay, take a deep breath, because if he isn't, we need to start CPR.
I'm trying!
Where are you at in Paul's Deli? Hey, where are you at in Paul's Deli?
I'm trying to start CPR!
Okay, where are you at?
One of you all, I need you to come over here, please! One of you all, I need you to come here, please!
And you're in?
Yeah, I mean, the dispatcher's doing good as far as staying calm and not losing it himself. The only thing I would have maybe suggested is calling him by his name and saying Michael and see if that would snap him out of it, because sometimes when people hear their names, they tend to pay a little bit more attention. He's clearly, like, stressed out, but we still have to figure out, like, how he's doing. If depending on where he shot him in his arm, usually it's not very life-threatening, and so, like, he should be breathing. We're also going to need to know if they still have their guns, because if they're both officers, we know more than likely they're both armed. And then how, like, if he's at the deli, is he inside? Are there even more injuries? Like, if he fired more than once, like, where did the other bullets go? So there's just a lot you kind of got to figure out, and it's hard to pull out information when you have a victim that's all over the place. And you know you would expect more because he's an officer, right? So you should know that they're taught to remain cool, calm, and collected, but when it's them in the heart of something so traumatic, like, they resort back to, you know, fight, flight, or freeze kind of, you know, responses. So
Paul's Deli?
Come here, I need you to start CPR him! Hurry! 30 suppressants at 2! Start CPR suppressants! 1!
Are you behind Paul's Deli?
5! Keep going!
Is someone doing CPR?
What was that?
Or is someone doing CPR?
Yes! Hey!
Where's the weapon?
Start CPR!
Where's the
I need him
weapon?
to start CPR! Start CPR!
Who are you
Sergeant
talking
two,
to?
There's an officer. I have a gun on me. Where? Here. You have it.
Is there an officer there?
CPR him. Hey, I'm a giant kitty. I'm a giant kitty officer. No, back up. Start shooting him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you okay, Chris? No. Start on him. God damn it. Start on him, please. Start on him. Please start on him.
Hey, are they doing CPR, sir? Have they started? Hey, can you tell if he's breathing?
I can't tell. I can't tell.
Do you see any Randsburg officers? Do you see the Randsburg officers? Sir,
Yes,
do you see the officers?
yes, they're on scene.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go. What's your name again?
Michael Rusk or USK. They're starting CPR.
How did you shoot him?
What do you mean? I told him this. Oh, he kept going. I thought he was gonna rape me. I thought he was gonna rape me. Help! I'm with you. Okay. I know an officer here.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, one, I'd want to know who he gave his gun to. That's kind of worrisome, like, to even know how to handle a weapon kind of thing. And then, yeah, like, trying to get him to calm down. Like, clearly he's really freaking out and he's really in shock. And you know, the dispatcher's not really able to get much information out of him because he's just yelling and screaming and saying that there's CPR. He can't tell if he's breathing, but he should be able to know through training how to check for his vital signs and be able to communicate that if they're breathing or not. And then, yeah, it's just, when they're in that state of mind, sometimes there's not much you can do, just staying on the phone until the officers get there to make sure that they do actually get there. You can keep asking them, like, how did it happen or why did it happen? Because obviously these tapes are going to go to court and you're going to get his, like, sporadic comments, and that's, you know, going to be played, or he'll have to explain that later. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just confusing, like, him saying that he was trying to rape him, like, at the deli, and in, like, the middle of the deli, this guy's trying to rape you, and I don't know. It's kind of all over the place and not really making too much sense, other than that we know somebody's shot and unknown if they're breathing.
The call was made in the early hours of January 25th. That's when James City County officer Michael Rusk allegedly shot Sergeant Gibson. In the surveillance video, the two are seen hours before the incident sitting across from one another at a table. The sergeant then moves around to the other side so he's sitting next to Rusk. When Gibson reaches for Rusk's hand under the table, the advance is met with hesitation from the younger officer. When the pair leave the bar, Gibson puts his hand on Rusk's shoulder. The footage then shows Rusk forcefully pushing him off and putting a finger in his face before walking away. He is now out on bond for the charges surrounding the shooting. Michael Rusk's family and lawyer believe it was self-defense, saying the officer had suffered unwanted sexual advances from his superior. The shooter's father told a media outlet that his son had been subject to these advances from Gibson for about a year before the shooting. He said it started to get creepy when the sergeant would show up on Rusk's girlfriend's street. Jason Rusk said that Michael reported the behavior to others at the police department, but they were written off. When a local media outlet requested the history of any complaints filed against Gibson within the department, it was denied. Following the incident, James City County Police placed Rusk on unpaid administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation, which Williamsburg Police are conducting. Sergeant Christopher Gibson was also placed on paid leave while an intern.
Yeah, with those types of calls, it's hard to calm somebody down when they're in that state of mind. There's only so much that we can do. You can try using their name, talking to a calm manner. Sometimes you have to kind of like snap at them to like bring them back to reality. I think the dispatcher did the best he possibly could with the circumstances he had, because that guy was clearly like one of the more frantic, like off the hook callers that we've heard. So he did what he could. He got at least the basic information whether it was from him pulling it out of him himself by directly asking him a question, or just hearing the officer or the quote-unquote suspect saying like, oh, I handed this person the gun, oh, they're doing CPR, or somebody else was doing the CPR. So you knew that the victim was getting some type of help. So yeah, that was a bit of a harder one, and very confusing. I'm kind of glad they gave a backstory to it, but I don't know if that was self-defense. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, the dispatcher did good.